Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Another gorgeous fall day. So today I want to talk about symptoms are not the problem. Focus on the root cause. All right. So I'm going to breathe a little bit of this fresh air. It's awesome. Been inside all day so far. Loving it. Everything's turning. The fall colors are changing. I don't know if you can see it in the trees back there, but the leaves have changed colors here in PA, Pennsylvania. All right. So symptoms are not the problem. Focus on the root cause. All right? Because so much of modern medicine is all about treating symptoms. You got a symptom. How do I stop it? Let's try to go after the symptom. And in many cases, they're so far downstream that they can't really fix it because all the way upstream is where things are happening, right? So if you haven't heard my presentation on the perception of danger creating a response called symptoms, go look for that. You can check that out in the Fast Start playlist, dansfaststart.com. But in essence, when the brain perceives some type of danger, the only way it can warn you is to create some type of a symptom. Stomach, pain, weakness, numbness, tingling, burning, headaches, reflux, you name it. The brain will create a symptom in response to something it feels it needs to get your attention about. So when you start to look at something like a chronic backache, and you're saying, how do I fix this symptom? It leads the entire medical organizations, medical world, to start to look at the back and say, well, what's going on with the back? But why is the brain perceiving danger? Well, it could be, emotional stuff, could be stress, could be loss of a loved one, could be relationship stress, financial stress, self-imposed judgment, belief. Could be self-image based stuff where you've been taught all throughout your life you're not good enough. This perfectionism, the hard drive to be perfect. There's all sorts of different things that the brain might build up and then reach a tipping point and all of a sudden symptoms come on. But if we automatically start looking at the symptom and saying, we got to fix this symptom, you're completely ignoring the original cause, the root cause, which is the brain just trying to warn you about something. Now look, a lot of people will be like, yeah, but nothing was going on. I was pretty happy in my life when this happened. You don't always have to figure it out. Sometimes the subconscious brain can get overwhelmed, right? And perceive something as dangerous and turn on a symptom. Now here's the deal. The minute that happens, if you understand how the symptom process works, if you can take a logical look at it and go, wow, that symptom's pretty weird, but it doesn't make sense because nothing happened to my body, right? Nothing happened to my body, particularly with pain. It's like, oh, I got a backache. Okay, well, what happened? You fall down the steps, you get hit by a car? No. Okay, then most likely it's the brain creating symptoms, right? Sometimes even the thought of shoveling the snow, if you've had back pain in the past, sometimes the thought of, oh no, it's going to snow, I got to shovel the walk, just that type of stuff. Or I hope I don't slip and fall. I slipped and fell like 20 years ago and my back hurt for 2 years. Anything could be perceived as dangerous, and it's not always something that you consciously thought, right? So I really want folks to start looking at the root cause, which is the perception of danger, and not the symptom. And that goes for people who are still running around to doctors and saying, hey doc, figure this out. I've got this symptom or that symptom. What's going on? And in so many cases, doctors only know how to treat symptoms medically with pharmaceuticals and physical treatments. Chiropractors are always fixing the body. Physical therapy, body. Massage, body. Acupuncture, body. Right? All of these things are body treatments, which is fixing symptoms. And let's just look at it this way. Treating the body and treating the symptom has virtually no chance of success for a symptom that is created by a brain sounding the warning for a perceived danger. How can it? Right? All it can do is stress you out about the treatment and stress you out about the belief that you've got a messed up body. So I'm going to really encourage you to not focus on the symptoms. They're inconsequential. Of course, they're what gets our attention, right? Let's say a fire alarm's going off and there's an announcement blaring out of the speaker in the hallway of the school and it says, "Everybody out of the building, there's a fire." Would you go around and snip the wire that's sending that signal to the speaker to make the announcement? Or would you look upstream and go, is there a fire? And inevitably, in the case of chronic pain, chronic symptoms, there is no fire. It's a false alarm. So we really don't want to just focus at the symptom, which is, in that previous example, the speaker making an announcement, "Get out of the school, it's on fire," right? We got to go upstream. And in the world of mind, body, symptoms, and pains, in the world of TMS, or as I call it, perceived danger responses, perceived danger pain, perceived danger symptoms, but the perception of danger is at the top of the stream. And if you recognize, okay, nothing bad happened to me physically, I didn't get into a traumatic physical accident, so what else is going on? Sometimes we can identify, yeah, I'm really stressed out about work, family, grieving the loss of a loved one, a pet is sick, money problems, you name it. And if we can kind of connect the dots a little bit, that'll make it a little bit easier for you to understand and recognize, okay, maybe this perception of danger thing applies, right? But Dan, I wasn't afraid. Maybe not consciously, but your brain, its job is to keep you safe and alive, so it's going to protect you whether you are consciously worried about something or not. Just the expectation of symptoms can bring on the perception of danger and cause the brain to turn it on. It's called predictive coding. What your brain expects, it can manifest and create out of thin air. So, forget about the symptoms. Focus on the root cause, which is a brain perceiving danger, and just recognize that in the vast majority of chronic symptoms and pains, the perception of danger is false. It's a mistake. Let that sink in. The vast majority of chronic pain or chronic symptoms is a mistake, a misinterpretation of the data, oftentimes fed by medical diagnoses, prognosis that, oh, you're going to be in pain forever, all that kind of crap that we hear so often in the medical world. And when the doctors look at us and say, I don't know what's wrong, believe them. They're not finding anything wrong because our body's okay. So anyway, don't focus on the symptoms. They're the speaker making the announcement. What you want to do is go up the wire upstream and find out, does the announcement have any merit? And inevitably, in the case of chronic symptoms or chronic pains, they're mistakes. It's a misinterpretation by the brain, perceiving danger where no real actual threat exists. So our job, your responsibility, is to consistently, calmly teach your brain, we're okay. Imagine yourself consoling a scared child. You wouldn't run around panicking at the false alarm, smoke alarm in the building. You'd be saying, we've already checked, kids. Everything's okay. There is no fire. So remain calm. We'll turn off the alarm and get you back inside soon. It's essentially what we're trying to do with chronic symptoms and pains. We're looking at everything logically, reasonably, accurately, and not taking symptoms at their face value. We're going upstream, looking at the root cause. And if the root cause is based on misinformation and fear, with consistency calm, clarity, we can turn off those symptoms. We can turn off that false alarm. So I hope this makes sense. If you're spending an awful lot of time trying to figure out your symptoms, generally, in my opinion, there's one answer. The brain must be perceiving some amount of danger. So that being said, if that's the root cause, the true solution at the root cause level is, let me show and tell consistently, tell my brain that I'm actually okay. So, hope that makes sense. I'm going to wrap this one up here, folks. So, as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Love you.